We are live and in full effect, episode 36 of Clash of the Podcast. Lots to talk about with this episode. We're going to be talking a little ticket sales from across the pond. It's going to be some good stuff. We're also going to be talking about what went down at Backlash in Puerto Rico. Sounds like something we were down on. Seems like everybody thinks it was a fun event. We're going to get into all of that and more. We even have a little tournament starting tonight on Monday Night Raw. A 12-man tournament for the new World Heavyweight Championship. It's going to be a lot of things to talk about with it, and you're going to hear it all from Everything Pro Wrestling and Hubbard Wrestling Weekly. I think the best thing to tell you to do is strap in and let's go. Sean, what's happening, brother?
Man, life is good, bro. I'm glad to be here, man. Glad to be here. I'm really excited about this show. Really excited about the subject, the topics tonight. I don't know, man. Today's a good day.
How sure are you of that Nixon 7?
I'm not sure at all. I'm not sure at all. I'm not sure at all, but I'm hopeful. I mean, obviously tonight's a must-win. I do not think as good of a year as our team has had, and I'm a lifelong Knicks fan, as good of a year as we've had, I do not think that they can beat Miami 3 games in a row. So they would need to win tonight. Tonight becomes must win because I don't think the Knicks can win games 3, 4, and 5. Excuse me, I'm bugging out. Games 4, 5. What am I? I'm messing up. Games 5, 6, and 7 to win the series if they lose tonight. So they must win tonight. I think my prediction is that we win tonight, that we win game 5, that we lose game 6, and that we win game 7.
It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot for the Knicks. But you know what? I'm rooting for them, though, a little bit because the Knicks have had a few hard years, man. I miss the era of Ewing, Starks, and just feeling good about being a Knicks fan. I used to be able to rock one of their jerseys.
It's amazing. It's an amazing team. I mean, we've had no championships before either one of us with thoughts in our parents' minds. But all I can say is that if we win tonight, the narrative changes. A lot of people are really nervous right now, being down 2-1. But if we win tonight, we take home court advantage back, and it's the best 2 out of 3. So we just got to win tonight. Tonight's the biggest game of the year.
Sean, I usually take over these. I'm going to let you give some of these shout-outs too. But first one up is our good guy, Joel, in the chat. What's good?
Joel, what up, man? What's going on? Appreciate you being here. Of course, ML's in the building. M. Leezy for Sheezy. What up, though? Welcome to the show, my guy. B-Boy Skyline is in the building. Bad Bunny better than Logan Paul. A lot of people talking about Logan Paul versus Bad Bunny at WrestleMania 40. We'll touch on that a little bit later. Sir Quills, welcome to the show, my guy. What's up, Conrad, Sean, and chat? Once again, it's time for my favorite part of Monday evenings. I'm humbled and appreciative of that. Thank you. Another fire edition of Clash of the Podcast. Let's get it. Appreciate you, my guy. Speaking of Guy will gamble. Welcome to the show. It's almost time. It is time, brother. Thank you for coming. Shout out to the homie who hid Vince's passport so he couldn't come mess up the show. Welcome. Joel, once again in the building. Appreciate you. Steve Kelly, who do you have winning the tournament? Oh my goodness.
We'll get into that.
Yeah, once again, welcome. Clash of the Podcast in the building. McKinney, what up, though? What's going on? Yo, I'm here to talk wrestling and let you know I'd rather be ghosted by TK or publicly fired by Vince than to be told under no circumstances will you be brought back to the team, Dylan Brooks. You know what? I wouldn't mind having him in the Knicks uniform. I know that's a very unpopular opinion. That guy's a dog. I don't have a problem with Dylan Brooks.
I think he shouldn't have said what he said.
No.
I understand what Memphis said. And that was the one time I was going to let LeBron fully flex. I was like, you know what? Let him have his moment because this young man came in and talked that mess and he had to torch him. So it's what it is with that.
Yeah, that's a fact.
We got a couple other people joining in late. Nick's about to get busy like Seth Rollins tonight.
Yeah, I hope so, man. God will gamble. I definitely hope so. Like I said, tonight's the biggest game of the year. I do not, as much as I love, and Conrad's a witness, I've always been very dedicated to the Knicks. If we lose tonight, I don't think we have enough to win 3 games in a row. We have to win tonight.
It's a big game. It's a big game, especially in the series.
Mel says Carlito making an appearance. That was cool. Carlito making an appearance was amazing.
He turned into body guy Carlito, didn't he?
We're gonna get into this. WWE may have finally got one right. I mean, they pulled out all the stops in Puerto Rico, and it was a good show. But we'll talk about it.
Let's see here. Hey, yo, y'all slept on Backlash, although it was a good pay-per-view. The best part,
I'm gonna listen. I'm a very dedicated man in my relationship, but Bailey was looking good. I'm not even gonna cap. Bailey was looking good. She rizzed me up with those pants.
How many of y'all noticed she had Io Sky's name put in her head in that hair? Most people didn't notice that. You know why? They were distracted. Always keep your eyes open.
You know what, Conrad? I'm gonna put you on blast right here and now, bro. Nobody that's a friend of mine, I say in my world because if you're in my world, that means you're a loved one, you're a friend, you're a family member. You are extremely dedicated in your marriage. 100%. I love that about you. You're a dedicated guy. But you still have eyes, bro. Bailey was looking good. There's nothing wrong with admitting that. My girl was like, yo, Bailey looks good. I mean, so come on, bro.
I will plead the fifth.
You're not
I don't know who's watching out there, but I plead the fifth.
You're not a bad man for admitting that Bailey looked good, bro. You're not a bad man.
Oh, I've got nothing but positive things to say about Bailey.
Okay, there you go.
Bailey's all right with me. I'm just watching y'all in the chat. Stay on your toes. Carlito came out and did all that with an apple in his pocket. Peace.
That's fact. That's true.
Cody should come out in an arm sling. Wow. Cody ain't coming out like that. He better not go out like that. Y'all tripping. Come on, Conrad, bro. We know, bro. We know. We all know Conrad like Bailey's outfit. Listen. My man Narcolepsy Boy 94 Malik in the chat say he's risking it all for Bailey. Risking it all. What up, Malik? Bailey, good AF. That thing was thangin', respectfully.
That thing was thangin'. I like that. I like to say.
I know you didn't put the JR Cowboy hat in here. Get this man out of my chat. Someone call the police. What are you doing? JR's been bugging out too a little bit lately. I don't know if you've been peeping him on social media, but JR, somebody get this man. Well, Sean, listen, tonight is going to be the first night of the draft, but we did have something to celebrate the last night of the draft. It was Backlash in Puerto Rico. People were loving it. People were digging Backlash. Now, hold on. I saw Doug say something, and I'm going to be fair to y'all. I got the receipt right here. Sean messaged me before the show. It might have even been the day before. And he said, you know what? I'm kind of hyped for Backlash a little bit. I don't know what got him. I'm going to let Sean tell his side of the story, but he did say that before. So I will eat the crow on not being excited for it. I'm going to let you speak, Sean. How did they get you into this? Like, what got you?
I don't know. I guess as the night approached, it was just one of I think that was a Friday night. Yeah, it was the night before. It was just one of those things where it was like, the card isn't as bad as we thought. Like, it's not, it wasn't great. But then I started thinking about it. I was like, you know, crowd outside of the United States is always exciting. Bianca and Io have the chance to tear the house down. We are talking about Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar. That's not anything to see. It doesn't matter that the match came together in a stupid way.
I think we can say that for a lot of these matches.
Sure. But then you think about it, and it's like, okay, this is Brock versus Cody Rhodes. Like, let's take a deep breath. Let's step back, and let's see what happens. And then you have, you know, then I was thinking about Damian Priest versus Bad Bunny in Puerto Rico. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, this is not as bad as I thought. And then I just started thinking about it. I was like, this might not be as bad as I thought.
It was, listen, y'all ain't going to get me. I've been around too long. I'm an old head a little bit. But I know what a good build is. And you will not fool me on some of these pay-per-view shows. You don't think that they haven't gotten you to lower your expectations. And then you're like, wow, that was a really good show. No, this was a really bad build. A really, really bad build when we go through the matches.
That's a fact.
Right? Crowd was the real MVP. I will give it up to Puerto Rico for that. They were great. They were great. Let's get into, I guess, some of the matchups that we had here on the card. I don't even remember what opened. I watched this all out of order. I told Sean I had an event to go to that night. So I came in and saw like the last 2 or 3 matches, and then I went back and tried to watch some, but then you couldn't rewind it back all the way on Peacock. So my match order could be wrong on some of this. Was the opener the Bianca and Io?
Yes, sir.
How did you feel about that one? Like I'm really disappointed in how Bianca is being treated or spoken about by the wrestling community as a whole. Oh. I saw people calling her Super Cena now, and I'm like, did y'all watch Super Cena? Like, I was there. I cried. Like, I know what Super Cena is. Bianca is not Super Cena. This is called nobody in the division is on that level. What do you want her to do?
Yeah,
or you write bad stuff for her.
Yeah, I'm disgusted by that. Anybody has a bad word to say about this girl, it's just I hate her. Or I'll just throw the word out there, racist. You know, because I've heard. I'm not going to get too deep into it, but I've seen some things that are borderline racist being talked about.
No, get into it, because that's some of the stuff that upset me with it too.
It's like disgusting how they're talking about her and like trying to downgrade her. Bianca Belair has been a organically grown and organically earned talent in WWE. Nothing's been handed to her. She got ridiculed and disrespected at SummerSlam last year. Nobody seems to remember that, or 2 years ago now. Nobody seems to remember that, how she got humiliated in front of 50,000 people by Becky Lynch. Not that it was Becky Lynch's fault. And maybe this is a way to give Bianca an opportunity. Now she's the longest reigning champion in the modern era. Okay, you know what? Maybe they have gone above and beyond to make up for it. But you know what? Damn it, they deserve to make up for it. She was treated unfairly. I think it's out of pocket how they're talking about her. She's a stunning, and I know we were talking about Bayley having fun. I'm saying this in a complimentary way with no sexual undertone whatsoever. She's a beautiful young lady. She carries herself very well. She's a professional. She's ultra talented. She's ultra athletic. She's well spoken. What more can she bring to she's smart. What more can she bring to the table that would not make her worthy of being on this level? Not a damn thing.
And to me, that sounds like it's a fan problem and not a her problem.
Absolutely.
I don't think I get it. You're probably like, man, they should put the belt on someone different. We got 2 of the same people on the same show. What are we about to do here? What's about to go on? I hear you. I get it. But this isn't Bianca's fault. It's not Bianca's fault that there's no one in the division who's messing with her. Even when Alexa Bliss, she was one of the most over people at one point in time. You're not messing with Bianca. Like, in ring, you don't. She's one of the best. EST. I can go through the whole thing and play the game up. Now I will say this. Now I'm going to make it positive. I was happy for Io though, that Io Sky got her moment to shine, and she looked like Io Sky from NXT finally. That's what I've been waiting for. Yeah. So
let me add a little bit more, a little more dosage of objectivity to this conversation. Everybody knows I freaking love Bianca Belair. Like, bro, you know that I love Bianca Belair. And I'm going to be real with you. If Io had won that match, I wouldn't have been mad.
Same.
Io put on an epic performance. But this slander of Bianca Belair, it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. I want you to scroll down. I don't want to miss any comments, but AD said something that I think was extremely poignant. I've seen some, even in our little community, that whenever they have something negative to say about Bianca, they lump in Mercedes, Trinity, Jade, etc. in the conversation. What's the common factor? Exactly. There is a common factor, and it's a elephant in the room that needs to be talked about. and it's very disgusting. And you know what the unfortunate part about this slander about Bianca Belair brings to the table, other than the obvious, which is the fact that she's being slandered. It makes you wonder about the Bobby Lashleys of the world. It makes you wonder about other people and how they've been treated. I go back once again to October of 2019, and I go back to Kofi Kingston losing the title in 9 seconds.
Oh, and the sad story of that was planned from the moment he won it. Hurt my soul even more.
Disgusting. Everybody talks about John Cena and how John Cena got destroyed by Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam 2014. Shut up. Shut up. Let's grow up a little bit and be real. That match lasted over 10 minutes. John Cena got moves in. Nothing compares to what he did to Kofi Kingston. And nothing compares to what Becky Lynch did to Bianca Belair 2 SummerSlams ago. So let's grow up and let's acknowledge the elephant in the room. They disrespect African American athletes. I don't know why. And you know what? One more thing before we move on, Conrad. So you got me fired up. I was gonna chill, but now I'm fired up.
Go ahead.
Let's stop leaning on The Rock as the example of WWE doesn't disrespect black athletes. The Rock is one of the most celebrated black athletes of all time. Please stop using that as the one only example. Please. And it doesn't hurt. Come on now. As much as I like The Rock, it doesn't hurt that he's part of the Samoan dynasty, that he got where he's at as well. Let's grow up a little bit and let's be real, okay? Because for every Rock, there's a Kofi Kingston. For every Rock, there's a Ron Simmons. Oh, Ron Simmons, the first ever black champion. You know what? He had the title for 2 months. Shut up. Take a break. Take a chill pill and recognize reality. Bianca and Kofi have 2 of the most humiliating losses. Has there ever been a worse loss than Bianca or Kofi? Answer me that. Let me cut you off right there, bro. Respectfully, you know you're my brother. I just thought of something. If you want to go old school, if you want to really test knowledge here, go back to WrestleMania freaking 1. King Kong Bundy on the biggest show in the history of the industry beat Special Delivery Jones in 9 seconds. So, I mean, I don't know, bro. Like, come on, man.
I got nothing on that. I'm leaving that one where it is.
Don't mess with me when it comes to historical significance, bro.
No, you're listen.
You know me.
I have full belief in it, and I want to compliment Ray Thompson in the chat. Ray, I think you're new here, but welcome to the chat. If you enjoy, like, comment, subscribe. Everyone, same thing. Helps in the algorithm. You know all the good stuff that I'm going to say when it comes to that. If you're watching live, audio podcast, 5-star frog splash that rating button for us. Help us out. Ray Thompson, he said, for me, Bianca is the second most complete female wrestler in the company behind Charlotte. I think Bianca can go toe-to-toe with Charlotte. I think that's a match that they're going to want to do in the future as well, hence why they moved her over there. I think they started thinking big-time matches that haven't happened yet, and I hope they make the right choice on that. Bianca is even doing low-key heel stuff in the match. I think Bianca is going to pop as a heel, too. And I see a lot of people bringing up some of the best African or African-American talent when it comes down to it. Tokyo said, I love Cena getting destroyed. A lot of people like that moment. You know what I truly believe for that too? I believe that was supposed to be Daniel Bryan at the time. I think that was what was going to happen to him.
Oh, is that right?
To end that WrestleMania 30 reign. I just believe that in my head, like that's what they were going to do. That how come Sean is the best haircut champion for the past 10 years and Conrad has been the best bald man since 04. Hold on now, homie. I wasn't bald in 04. Come on now. I had hair. I got pictures. I got proof.
I appreciate it.
There shouldn't only be one example. There should be more. I agree with you, Hub. Yeah. How are you going to argue that, huh? Yeah, see? People feeling it. People were feeling it. I like Bianca and Kofi. Much respect, Steve. Ron Simmons in his WCW World Title run never main evented a pay-per-view. Yeah, and he defended the title against Barbarian in one of them. No offense.
ML, big shout out to ML, because as much as I like to consider myself a historical encyclopedia of wrestling, Conrad, you know that true. That was something I didn't even know. That makes it even worse. So thank you, ML, for furthering my. Oh man, it's like whenever I think about this, bro, it's such a turnoff for me, bro. It's like, go. I'm sorry, Conrad. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to read Rob's comment about Bad News Brown, one of the baddest MFers in the room, he said, essentially a jobber to the stars during his WWE tenure. And that's why he ended up leaving, too. He was promised he was going to be a champion, and then they just kept, nah. They kept just playing around. Heel Charlotte versus Face Bianca is a Mania main event waiting to happen. Conrad bald in 04 is crazy. That's what I'm saying, bro. I had hair. I was on the ball team. I was skinnier. I was doing things in 04. I had the South Pole sweaters. I was out in these streets. I did not like Ahmed Johnson. I liked Ahmed as a kid. I don't know why. I liked Ahmed, even though I couldn't understand them promos. But
I liked when he joined the Nation, but then he got hurt right afterwards. We talked about that last week.
Mm-hmm. Don't be afraid of this black male. You need to be afraid of this black male. Get in the ring with me, a king of the ring, Undertaker.
Pretty good.
Ron Simmons, one of my favorites of all time. We could go back to even Tony Atlas.
Oh my god, or Rocky Johnson too. Like, come on, bro.
Anytime I see a Tony Atlas news stories these days, I'm afraid to open it. I'm like, who's around before?
We've all seen. I didn't know we were going to take this route today, but let's just roll. Let's just dive into this thing, bro. We've all seen Young Rock, the TV show Young Rock. That, and I admit wholeheartedly, as much of a wrestling encyclopedia as I like to consider myself, this little nugget I'm about to share with you guys, I got it from Young Rock, so don't judge me, okay? Allegedly, Rocky Johnson took a booking in Saudi Arabia that he was not supposed to take, conflicting with his WWE schedule, and that's why he got left off WrestleMania 1. Do I believe that's the reason he got left off of WrestleMania 1? I don't. I think Rocky Johnson was somebody that they used. I feel like Tony Atlas was somebody that they used. I mean, it's kind of like, and you know what? And there's certain things, bro. There's certain things like Kofi Kingston. They didn't do that because it was the right thing. They did it because they had no choice. Like WWE in March of 2019, chat, let me know whether yes or no. In March of 2019, Kofi Mania was a movement where if they didn't go with Kofi Kingston, they would have been seen as racist. Am I right or am I wrong?
No, it would have been terrible. And the way they had, so peep the game, WWE gets cute with it now. Mm-hmm. People like you should never be WWE champion. We know what they're really trying to say. It's just 2020. And like, yeah, we're not going to say that exactly, but that's what they're getting at. You're a B+ player. And they went with Danielson is a hypocrite, and he was saying the same thing that someone once told him. And now that he's the main eventer, he gets away with saying it. But Danielson went in there and he knew what his job was. He put Kofi over like a clean as a sheet. He ate that kick like he thought he looked like he got shot out of a shotgun when he got hit with that. I was like, that's it, baby. 1, 2. And that was a great moment. You know, another great moment? Steve Kelly brought up, what about Mark Henry? I was there when Mark Henry won the World Heavyweight Championship, and Mark Henry had to cut a promo on us. Goosebumps right now. Mark Henry had to cut a promo on us because we were cheering him. My section had all of us with our arms around each other. Beat him up, break his neck. And Mark Henry had to tell us calm down because he was still supposed to be the heel. So he's like, y'all didn't believe in me. And we were like, come on, Mark, cut it out. We were cheering for you, bro. And Randy Orton did a good job with that, too.
My only question to Steve Kelly is, when you say, what about Mark Henry? Do you mean Mark Henry got a fair shake? Or do you think Mark Henry, is that the point he's trying? I'm just trying to get an idea of what he's trying to say. Like,
I think when we were talking about Ahmed, it started turning into, well, what about Ahmed? What'd you think of Ahmed? What'd you think about Mark Henry?
Cool.
And maybe next year or sometime, maybe we can get into all of that stuff. Yeah, Rob remembers he was next to me. Don't cheer me now. Mark Henry's promo on Cena retiring was fire. I think Mark Henry would have been WWE.
I'm not sharing this moment with none of you.
I don't trust anybody in the pink salmon jacket now. But when he did that promo, I think he would have became world champion. I'm trying to remember, was that the time with Punk, or was that when I'm trying to remember what was going on during that time? Oh no, Bryan Danielson was going to become the champ from Cena, right?
Mm-hmm.
Around that time. That's why Mark Henry didn't win. I believe in my heart, if they didn't promise him the belt, I think that Mark Henry would have won it there too, because he got a great promo. Nobody expected Big E to do great. Nah, Big E was always great. I like Big E. Thank you. Ray Thompson let me know he won at SummerSlam. Mark Henry's promo on Undertaker. Yeah, listen, guys, you know how it is. We'll get more into this Backlash card because we'll be here all day. Let's see here. What was next? Do you remember? Was it the triple threat? I wasn't feeling that. That was the worst match on the card to me.
Triple threat United States title was the worst match of the night.
It was so plain Jane. And then you did the same thing you would have always done and have Theory retain.
Facts.
Okay, I guess. Yo, by the way, that Vader bomb to the outside, yo, my boy was tripping. If I was Bobby Lashley, I'd be like, please don't hurt me, bro. He was tripping doing that. Rollins and Omos. What did you think of it? I thought that was pretty good.
You know what? I'm gonna use your words against you. That was one of those where it really was expecting nothing and getting a C+. C+ felt like an A+.
Yeah, I like that he was able to stop it the one time, but then he couldn't up from the top rope.
It was a well put together match, but it was like when you expect nothing and you get a C, it's like, oh, this is great.
I'm just fearing for Omos because he's lost a lot of big time matches, and you know what's coming up next.
Yeah,
the lovable babyface giant who thinks he's a playboy. Coming. It's coming.
Oh my God, Viscera 2.0.
Yeah, it's gonna. You know what they do every time. Zelina Vega representing for her people. She did really, really good in this one.
It was. I enjoyed.
What are you about to say? Like, I hear laughter coming out. Everything.
I mean, it was. I'm sure it was real. I felt the emotion. A little bit of overkill. A little bit, like just a smidge. You know, yeah, that's a fact. Just a smidge of overkill, like, you know, the Puerto Rican.
Oh, you did message me about this. Yes. You were like, come on.
It was super dope, but it was at the same time it was like, okay, just wrestle, boo. Like, we know it's your hometown. We love it. I'm cheering for you, even though I know you're gonna lose. It was like she came out and she had the Puerto Rican. I mean, her hair was blue and red. It was like, come on, bro. Like, just there's playing to the crowd, and then there's kind of like, don't.
Let her rep, man. Let her rep.
I'm not saying that. I love the fact that she was repping her country. Like, I love it. I'm just saying, like, to me, you don't. Okay, let me clarify my stance. Zelina is an excellent wrestler. All you have to do is go out there, represent your people, and do the damn thing. Like, you shouldn't need to play to that because it was already there. If you notice, Bad Bunny didn't play to being Puerto Rican. Not at all.
He doesn't have to.
But I'm just making a point, though. He didn't do that. He just went out there and did his thing. You know what I'm saying? To me, it was like Zelina knew. Like, I think the powers that be kind of knew. Yeah, I have Puerto Rican in my family, B-Boy Skyline. I'm totally aware, bro. I know that 100%. What I'm trying to say is that as me and my family were watching the show, it was kind of like we were saying, like, babe, just do your thing. Like, you're amazing. Just do your thing. That's all it was to me. But I think she did an amazing job, and I think that the flip-flop thing, it was like, I get it. Like, it was dope, but it was at the same time, it was like, just do your thing, boo. Like, you don't need anything else. I mean, we know you representing the familiar.
Okay, so you're taking it as I'm going to use an Eric Bischoff DDP reference here. Too many gimmicks. So there was just too much happening for you where you're like, scale it back.
Which is why I thought that the Bad Bunny match was perfect.
Got it. And that was my match of the night, truthfully, watching the show back. I thought that was great. Right. Now, in this one, we all knew what was going to happen here with Rhea. I thought Rhea did a darn good job in this one. It was great. I wasn't mad that how Zelina came out. I remember Sean sending me the message about that when I was at the event. I was like, who's doing something way too much? And I thought it was Cody at first that you were talking about because I saw Cody's jacket where Cody put the flag like where the little logo is that he has.
OD too, and that was even worse.
Yeah, but I was like, Cody, cut it out. Like Cody, now see, Cody makes me mad because he's always playing it up. But whatever, we'll get more on him momentarily because that's the match I actually really want to talk about. Omos outside doing neck up. Somebody said. Somebody asked a question about JBL here. Where was it? Joel, did you like JBL? I'm going to come in here and be controversial. I don't know if I've mentioned it on this show before, but I'm going to say it. I disliked the JBL character the entire time. And I think B-Boy Skyline was watching with me around this time. I did not like that. For 1 week, we went from Bradshaw is struggling to beat Billy and Chuck, the Dudleys, whomever, and then him and Ron Simmons had to break up to next week. He's a business tycoon and he could beat the world champion Eddie Guerrero. I was like, fam, this is not believable. Cut it out. This dude is the European champion 2 weeks ago. Stop it. And it all happened way too fast for me. And I never really got into the heat of it. I don't know. JBL's kind of I thought it was creative what they did with him and how he won, but I just never was a big fan of JBL the way they first presented him.
I wasn't a fan. I mean, only thing I liked was when he would be like, "How's your family?" and then immediately cut somebody off when they tried to answer. Like, "How's your family?" "Oh, good." Right? I thought that was funny. But as far as the character and talking about Mexicans jumping the border, and it was kind of like, bro, you know what happened? See, this is the thing about racism. Man, this is getting heavy. I'm gonna be brief though. This is the thing about racism. Racism can seep out in a joke. Like you can secretly let your racism come out in a joke. So playing to like the Mexican border and immigrants jumping the fence, and I felt that when JBL said that, and I wasn't happy about it. It didn't make me feel good in my soul. It didn't feel like a wrestling gimmick. So it's like, to me, you gotta tread very lightly when you make those kind of jokes or inferences,
Yeah, I wasn't feeling it. I don't know. I just wasn't feeling it at the time. I can't remember that.
For the record, when I say I felt what he said, that doesn't mean I like what I'm saying. In my soul, it felt bad. I didn't like it.
We got asked, do we like the new LWO? I am 50-50 on it. I feel like they lose too much still.
No, I do. I think that
they all got tatted up. I saw that.
I like the nostalgia, and I like the fact that you're kind of mixing the old school with the new. I like the LWO. I do. I think they need to kind of get better as far as, like you said, their win percentage.
Yeah. Cool. So I couldn't stand JBL with a passion. I mean, like New England Patriots type of disdain. If you're from Buffalo, it's a different type of hate with them. I think it was a poor attempt at being edgy at the time. I love the LW. I just hope they push them to win more. Yeah, that's the main thing. But the problem is when you're in a group and the way the main roster books, it ain't looking good for you. Damian Priest and Bad Bunny stole the show. I loved it. Now listen, I'm not going to get into all of this, but Bad Bunny came out. He looked like Raven in 01. He came out with the shopping cart. All I was waiting to hear was caw. 24/7 title is on the line in this matchup here. He had all the weapons. Savio Vega and Carlito made special appearances in this. Fam, were you a Savio Vega guy as a kid? I need to know this because I ask everybody this question and I keep getting the same answer. No? Same. Yo, who likes Savio Vega?
I wasn't a fan.
Savio Vega was something else. He was pretty good. I was more of a Quang guy, though. I'm not going to front. I was more Quang than Savio. But they tried here. But Savio came out, and I thought he did good.
He did the Quang gimmick, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, I know. That's why I said I'm more of a Quang guy than a Savio Vega. I could get behind that a little bit more, at least. But what Carlito looked great. Yo, if Carlito was not signed to a contract, WWE, I don't know what you're doing. Get him now while you can.
Sign him right away.
Even if it's a backstage role, get this man working. Let me know though, Sean. What did you think of this match, man? Like, are we beating down the doors? Are we selling the bag to Bad Bunny for more matches?
I am going to go out on a major limb right now. I've been thinking about this all day.
Rob.
After last night, combined with other things that he's done in the company, I'm going out. I'm saying it right now. Bad Bunny is the greatest celebrity competitor in WWE history.
Now listen, that was one that was debated amongst many people. Some people were saying, you know what, give it to my guy Logan Paul. Some people are saying give it to and not my guy, or give it to Bad Bunny. It's been good, man, lately. I can't front. They're trying to compete.
Bad Bunny is the greatest. I'm talking about Mr. T. That's how far I'm going. Bad Bunny is the greatest celebrity competitor in the history of WWE. Period. He is outstanding.
He's great. He's great. So Quill said Bad Bunny versus Logan Paul sounds like a good idea.
You know what
that means?
Shut up.
Have them tag up. And they can take the tag belts. And then they can have them on social media.
That's the dumb crap that Vince would do. Instead of having them face each other, which is what Quills was talking about, would be a great idea, Vince would have them tag together like freaking morons.
Oh, Guy Will Gamble said, what about LT? Everything we get into, man, we're spinning off into a different direction. Go, LT, go, LT,
okay,
go.
LT, first of all, here's the thing about me with LT, WrestleMania 11. LT did okay in that match. I thought the flying forearm shiver was really good. The jackknife powerbomb, he never should have tried it because it was terrible. You look confused. That was a jackknife.
I have not watched this match in so long that I don't remember him trying that.
And by the way, the reason why I know it was a jackknife is just because Vince McMahon said it was a jackknife, because it was the worst looking thing I've ever seen. So anyway, great forearm shiver off the second rope. He must be joking. He must be.
Snooky.
Great forearm shiver off the second rope. And by the way, only one time. Bad Bunny's been on in 3 or 4 matches, and he's been unbelievable, bro. I'm saying it again. Bad Bunny, the greatest celebrity competitor in the history of WWE.
Does it help that he's a fan? Do you think that gives him an edge on most people?
I think that makes a great difference. You can feel that, bro. You can feel that in his mannerisms. You can feel that in his entrance. You can feel that in the moves that he does in the ring. This is the biggest artist in the world doing jumps off the top rope.
Sean, when his music hit, bro, did you see the people? It was just, all I heard was, da-da. I ain't trying to sing and get us in trouble, but all of a sudden, Bad Bunnies, they jumped up and everybody sang every word. I was like, yo, this dude needs to be in all the video games. Sign him to a deal right now.
That's not what I said at all, McKinney. You got to listen to what I'm saying, brother. Not what I said at all. Not even close to what I said, bro. I said that I'm listing Mr. T as saying that's how far back I'm going. I'm going all the way back. All the celebrities that have ever jumped into the ring, and I'm saying Bad Bunny is better than all of them.
I got a lot of respect for anybody who gets in the ring that's a celebrity, though, because you're putting a lot of your stuff on the line while doing that. Mr. T, Roddy Piper could have shot on Mr. T, and then who knows what would have happened. It could have also went really bad for Piper. It's a risk that all these guys are taking. Rob said that boy can sell more than records. I wanted to read that in my Drake voice. Like, I'm talking like early Drake. I love it. And you know what? Shout out to Damian Priest, man. Do you reward Damian Priest if you're in management, Sean? Like, are you like, yo, let's give this dude something, or let's give him and Dominic something? Dominic's heat on SmackDown too? This has nothing to do with this. Yo, I told you that Dominic's got something. I think a tag title run for those two could be something to think about.
It could be, but the thing is, I feel like what Damian Priest deserves is above. No doubt, McKinney. I believe that what Damian Priest deserves is above United States Intercontinental, but below world title. And there's no such thing as there's nothing in the middle of that. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I believe he's ascended to a higher level, but there's only one level higher to go, and that's to world champion, because he's already been the United States champion. So.
Yeah. Now, getting into this trios match, yo, I psyched myself out of my picks, and I ended up going with KO and Sammy in them, and I should have just left it the Bloodline, because I knew Riddle was in there to eat the pen. But I started thinking to myself, telling myself, oh, maybe WWE's going to advance the story. No, I'm an idiot. I should have stuck with my mind frame because WWE is going to waste as much time as possible in this storyline because that's what they've been doing with this bloodline stuff the entire time. I should have not been surprised by this at all. Sean, do you have an inkling, a feeling? I know you were invested in the story before. I know that you're probably about to go off and say they should have just did what you said, but where are they going with this? Like, what are they doing here?
I'm not going to go off. I'm going to say this very briefly because every time I've done a diatribe about the bloodline, it's been me going off, and I'm not going to do that. They had lightning in a bottle. They let lightning in a bottle go away. As a matter of fact, they threw the lightning in a bottle away. They now are trying to recapture the magic that they had in February, and it's not the same. That's it.
So you're saying they blew it?
I'm saying they blew it in a major way. I think you could have had Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns at SummerSlam for the world title, and Jey could have legitimately possibly won that match. That's how hot Jey Uso at the Royal Rumble, Jey Uso at Elimination Chamber was as hot or hotter than Sami Zayn. And they could have pulled the trigger, and it could have been a match for the ages, and they blew it. So now what I'm seeing is a BS second-rate turn that involves Solo for some. Now Solo is turning on his brothers. Like it's stupid, bro. This is so stupid.
I feel like they're booking for a swerve. Is that fair to say?
If somehow, there's only one way to save this, and I'm going to give you credit because this is where I think you're going, and if I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong. If this is somehow a manipulation between the Usos and Solo to turn on Roman Reigns, then, that's not where you're going? Okay.
I think it's a swerve to help Roman. To where you're going to think, the Usos are going to finally turn on him. Bow! Super kick to somebody, and then Roman wins again. LOL, Roman wins.
So they're going to do the same crap they always do? They're going to make it worse?
They're going to fall in line, I'm just going to say. That's how I can see it going down. Because why would you break the Usos away now? What's the difference? Roman needs them. Why would he be like, yeah, I'm going to get rid of you? No, he'll just say, well, your job is to make sure this belt stays where it is.
Anybody who's in the chat right now, and I'm really serious, I want y'all to do this for me, okay? And I'm asking you with vigorous passion, whether it's a thumbs up or a yes or a thumbs down and a no. Answer this question. Was I right that they should have turned Jey Uso on Roman Reigns at the beginning of the year? Yes or no? That's all I ask. Please be interactive. Just answer the question. Was I right when I was pleading for them to go with Jey Uso in January and February? Was I right?
I'm going to give the people some time to answer. Actually, I'm trying to get in here to see if I can put it in the chat for people to answer. So we're going to do a little live experiment. So forgive me if you guys hear anything or you get anything here, at least as far as feedback goes. And so you still feel the same, Sean? You feel very strongly about the whole ordeal?
Yes. Bro, we talk off the air. We're friends. We're brothers. You know how I feel about this. I'm very disappointed. I think WWE dropped a big ball on this situation. This could have been epic, bro. This could have been epic.
I am okay. So I do not see how to add that in. I will have to put that in my.
It's okay, bro. People are answering, and people are answering. Don't worry.
Okay.
And I appreciate y'all for answering. Thank you.
And I appreciate some of the folks in the chat too chiming in with some of the.
Even though McKinney, as usual, is against me.
Yo, shout out to Rob too for mentioning Stephen Amell, Rated R Tokyo mentioning Rick Ross for people. Judgment Day tag title reign, Freebird rule, Rhea included. I don't know if they'll do that. They'll probably think they're getting in trouble. Quill said the Bloodline cool down filler match because the storyline is saturated and watered down. Now it's not the same.
Not the same.
You know it was a good idea, Sean. You know what that means.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, guy.
I'm seeing a lot of thumbs up. Thumbs up. Steve Kelly, thumbs up. Gomar said thumbs up. McKinney said nah. Matt says they should have pulled the trigger. Jocelyn's giving you a thumbs up. Jordan, what is good, Jordan? Appreciate you on Twitch. He said yes. Would have been epic. Rob says thumbs down only because he would have lost and not truly been elevated.
Okay, well, I appreciate you guys answering. Thank you guys so much.
It could have happened. I still think it'll happen, Doug says. So Doug still thinks that they're going to go with what you're saying. They just drug it out.
Right. No doubt. No doubt.
We shall see. Let's get to this.
You know me very well, Conrad. You know that this is a very calm version of me. There was a time where this really this shoot really upset me. Like this kayfabe really angered me in real life, bro. You know this.
Sean was just trying to understand why they do what they do.
Yeah.
He just wanted to understand, and they just weren't letting him understand.
Exactly.
Let's get into this main event, Sean.
Oh, baby.
I got thoughts. I don't know if you have thoughts on this.
That's why I said, oh, baby, because I know you got something to say.
Fam, I'm going to let you go first. What did you think of the Cody and Brock stuff?
You know what? I'm going to be brief. We saw F5. We saw Crossroads. We saw Blood. It was a decent match with a bad ending. I want to hear what you have. I'm not really going to go into a long thing about this because I'm really thinking I can see in your face you got fire to spit right now, and I want to give you the floor.
Yo, I need us as wrestling fans to keep the same energy that we give to these big dudes who do the same moves. Oh, you're just going to do a choke slam. He's just going to body slam him. Yo, Brock Lesnar has been having the same match for like 10 years. And I'm tired of it, fam. There has been no effort since he beat The Undertaker. Every match is suplex, and people are going nuts for it. I don't get it anymore, Sean. I don't get it. I'm like, dude, do something else. Impress me. Every match is just big move, big move, big move. He's going to be here until he's like 60 if you guys let this happen. Stop it. Stop it right now. These matches need more. It's not impressive enough. And I guess it won't change until you switch it up. Also, WWE in this no bleeding policy. Fam, why is it okay for them to have this in there? Did Brock really hit his head on the post?
I was trying. I want you to finish. I was looking real hard. I replayed that like 10 times. It looked like he hit his head on the. Maybe I'm bugging. I don't know. It looked real to me. Matter of fact, let me say this, and I didn't see where he had an opportunity to blade. I'll just leave it at that. I didn't see a blading opportunity.
I think when they did that camera cut after he ran into it, where Cody. But either way, it was funny that Cody was trying to like put the blood on him too. Like he just had to. He was feeling his AEW days. He was like, "Yeah, come on, I need it."
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't like this match. I didn't like the finish. I know some people were like, "Oh, it leaves things open." I was like, "No, it looked like Cody was getting beat up and he got lucky." I just don't like it. And I can tell you guys in a second where I think it's going, but that'll lead into more of Raw tonight. But that's all I got to say about the match. I just want people to like give Brock Lesnar some crap about the way he's wrestling. Like, I know the dude's athletic. I've seen what he could do. I saw the match with The Rock. I've seen him jump up as high as possible, running with tree logs on his back. He can get in the cold ice baths. I've seen him do a shooting star press. I know what Brock Lesnar can do. And maybe he doesn't want to take those risks. That's fine. But what I'm saying is change up the matches a little bit. That's all I'm asking.
My question would be, but can he change up the match? Does Brock have that skill set at this age?
Sean, my issue is Brock, and I'm assuming Paul Heyman is still writing for him. They pick and choose how they want to put people over. For example, remember his match with Ricochet? How did that go? Oh, he just comes in and squashes. Kofi Kingston, he comes in and squashes. But then if it's someone they like, okay, I'm going to let you get something. But with Moxley, he didn't give John Moxley anything at WrestleMania 32. Like, I'm just sick of it. Goldberg and him. Now, that was the best match you could do. That's understandable. 5 minutes of just car crash. I get it for that. But not every match needs to be the same thing. I know that they try to make him seem like he's a spectacle, but I'm like, come on, dude. I don't know. I'm over the whole thing. Kurt Angle had the 3 eyes. Now WWE, in regards to booking, have the 3 eyes: inconsistency, ignorance, and incompetence.
I like that.
That might be a shirt right there. I think the start of the match was smartly done, at least. People were really saying blade jobs are back. Ew, I don't know if well, like I said, you got to be crafty enough at it. Brock match equals copy and paste. Ray Thompson said, I enjoyed the main event. Reminded me of Cena Lesnar at Extreme Rules. Only one F5 wasn't the finisher fest like it was with Okada, Omega, or Cena Styles. I guess to each their own. The finish wasn't that great. That's why I said Cody shouldn't have came out in the sling to sell the fact that he had to hurt himself to win. And Brock bleeding the hard way. As soon as he hit the buckle, you could see the cut.
Mm-hmm.
I won't say what I think.
That's what I thought.
I saw the blood came down a little too straight for me. If anybody knows what I'm talking about and how you really bleed, because it usually will go like that.
I got you.
I'm going to ask you guys, did WWE change their policy on blood? Because not just Saturday, but on Tuesday, JC. So the policy changed for you can't take pictures of your injury and put them on social media anymore. Mm-hmm. Why, I don't know. WWE changed their tune about blood in 2 days. Let's see. And the last one, Brock hates to lose. I don't think Brock hates to lose. Brock is all about Brock and the money.
Yeah. He'll lose as long as he's getting paid.
Now, we got to talk about this big butte that Triple H has bestowed upon us. You know what I was thinking? Would that look nicer if the logo was in proper like color? Like if they had like the red line underneath and stuff.
It
and
would look better if it was just not there.
Would you keep the globe there?
Yeah, I have no problem with the globe.
Or what if the W was a little smaller?
No, the W needs to be gone. I think the W makes it look clownish.
Well, you got to put the logo somewhere, though. You can't just have it say World Champion.
Put it at the very top.
Okay, fair
Not
point.
Smack dab in the middle like a freaking pimple on prom night.
Fair point. Now, tonight, this tournament is going to be beginning.
Shout out to my niece. Have fun at prom.
That was a weird spot to bring that up. Have fun at prom. Don't drink and drive, kids.
Yes.
Be out there. Ray said, sorry for the confusion. Not as good. Okay. You lost me there when you said that. I was like, wait a second, Ray. I get it. Add some blue to the globe, Rob says. I can feel that. Now, here's one more shot of the belt. There you go. If you ordered it, you're not getting it until the fall. Here's who we have in this tournament. Sean, your boy, Triple H. I'm just gonna say that for now because I'm not claiming him right now. I'm very upset.
Okay.
What are we doing here? I see SmackDown people in this. Why? Isn't this for Raw? I was befuddled. I have been bamboozled. I have been lied to. I have been played.
There's no reason to be befuddled. It's very easy. It's stupid, but it's nothing to be befuddled about. Whoever wins the title, if they're a SmackDown guy, they're coming to Raw. That's all that means.
That's not what was said. You said you were making the belt because Roman Reigns was on SmackDown.
What did I just say, bro? I said it was stupid. I don't disagree with you about the fact that it's stupid. It's stupid. But what I'm saying is, it's stupid, but I get it. Whoever wins is going to be a Raw guy. That's all that means.
I'm just saying,
you're a smart guy. You get it. That's it. Whoever wins is going to be a Raw guy. I'm not saying it's not dumb. It's very dumb, especially considering you just had a draft. I get it, bro.
It's just triple. I just don't like him.
The title. If Sheamus wins the title, Sheamus will be an exclusive Raw guy. If Edge, who just got drafted to SmackDown, wins the title, he's coming back to Raw. Look at your face. Do you think I'm wrong?
No, you're not wrong. I'm going to tell you guys, I don't like the draft because of the stuff that is happening. Why are they doing this? Ray, you nailed my point right on the head that I was going to say about Cody. Cody loses because of Lesnar. I don't know if it's going to be tonight, when it's going to happen, but they're going to try to keep this feud going for as long as possible. I agree with that. I don't think Cody's winning this. But I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I don't know.
Let me interject this to make you feel a little better, because it seems like I'm the bearer of bad news, my brother.
It wasn't you, it was Hunter.
No doubt. But let me say this. Just to encourage you a little bit, you should narrow down the people who are going to win to Raw guys.
Well, take off Miz. I'm sorry, he's a Raw guy.
No, pull the graphic back up. All right, bam. I'm going to tell you right now who's not going to win the title. Edge is not going to win. Ray is not going to win. Theory's not going to win. Sheamus is not going to win. Damian Priest is not going to win. Shinsuke Nakamura, I love Shinsuke, but he's not going to win. And The Miz is not going to win. So that leaves Bobby Lashley, AJ Styles, Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, and Cody Rhodes. Those are the 5 people out of this 12 who legitimately could win the title.
It's going to be a Raw and SmackDown guy at the end, right?
There's going to be a Raw and SmackDown guy at the end. So I'm assuming it's going to be Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles. That's my prediction.
I will definitely go with that. Chat, let me know. Sean, now I'm going to be weird here. Mm-hmm. We're sitting in the creative room. You've always come up with some crazy ideas with some of this stuff. Who is your dark horse pick here? If they were like, what's something that people wouldn't expect to happen here? What would you do?
Shinsuke Nakamura.
Nakamura seems like a good choice for me as well. Like, I've been feeling Nakamura lately. He's been on a better trajectory, but I don't know if they've given him enough for people to believe in him. I see people saying Gunther should be in this. I feel like they don't want to beat him is why they went that SmackDown route, truthfully speaking.
Right. I would agree.
If we're getting analytical, people on SmackDown can't beat Roman either. They deserve a chance. Someone said, why are SmackDown wrestlers involved in the world title? It's a Raw belt only. Yeah, see, I feel you.
You're not wrong, but it's a simple fix. It's. Let me say this again, loud.
Sean, that's not the problem. The problem is the fix should be explained then like that. Like, don't tell me this is a Raw belt. Just say we're creating a new championship. We're going to allow everyone to compete for it in this tournament in the beginning. I feel like what they do is they don't know what they're doing week to week to week. They were like, announce a new belt. Got it.
I get mad. I get mad, not at you, but I get mad because I become a WWE apologist when I'm one of the most critical people of WWE in the world. I'm not defending WWE. I can't. Matter of fact, today, as of this moment, I really don't like WWE. But this is relatively easy to explain. Whoever wins the title, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be a Raw guy. That's all it is. It's still going to be a Raw title.
But do you see what you're doing? Explaining it. That's what we want.
Okay.
Instead of we watch excrement, we want it explained.
I feel you.
That's what I don't like. Like, you make rules and then you break it. Let me see here. Seth's gonna win. Styles on SmackDown. He ain't winning it either. I want my guy Cody to win.
Don't think Styles is out of the running because he's on SmackDown, bro. Gamble. I'm telling you, whoever wins, Edge could win. I don't think it's gonna be Edge could win. Edge could win. Don't sleep, bro. All 12 people, I just said that only 5 legitimately, but all 12 people could win this match because the winner is going to be on Raw. You don't know. Maybe it's a swerve. Maybe Edge being drafted to SmackDown is just a swerve because he's going to win the title and come back to Raw anyway. You never know.
You never know. You don't know what they're going to try to pull here. Rob said Priest, I think. I don't know if that says the swerve, but some people are saying Priest. I don't mind WWE. They might do Rollins versus Theory as a final. I don't know if they'll do that, though. Rollins is winning, though. Rollins seems like the guy right now. And he said, and I love AJ Styles for the record.
Me too.
Steve Kelly said, thank you for the explanation, Sean. No, that ain't Sean's job. Now I'm about to be on my CM Punk. You see? This is why I feel Punk a little bit. No, that's not Sean's job. You know whose job that is? That's Hunter's job.
Yeah, that's true.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
Or Vince's job. No, WWE needs to explain this. Not Sean, not me. No, we had people that knew better. Let me stop before I go and say it.
True.
And what does it take for Triple H, an empty-headed, dumb... I'm kidding. But seriously, though, I just want explanations. That's all that I'm asking for as a wrestling fan. Just explain it to me. Thank you, Sean. # WWE guy. Don't you dare.
guy, you're welcome, but I am the last person that's I am an anti-WWE guy. They got a long way to go to be in good graces with me. I'm just simply saying and by the way, let me say this, Conrad, and Guy, and McKinney, and Rob, and ML, and Quills. They may do opposite of what I'm saying. They're idiots over there. Edge could win the title, AJ could win the title, and they can go back to SmackDown. I'm not saying it's beyond the realm of possibility that they're going to screw this whole thing up. I'm telling you what makes sense. But they could easily have AJ win the title and then show up on SmackDown. They make no sense over there. So don't get it twisted, bro.
It's also like you said, how many more times are you going to have the opportunity to give Edge the belt? Maybe they just want to, just because.
Yeah.
You've got options for this. I wouldn't be afraid, though, to go outside of those realms of possibilities for some of them. I don't know. We'll see what they do. We're going to get the first of the tournament matches tonight. Also, was it weird when they said 12-man tournament? I was just like, do 16. Just do 16 and have the matches.
Well, it's weird until it's weird followed by weird. It's weird because it's 12 men, and it's weird because it's triple threat matches. And by the way, it's only a 2-night tournament. That's
Rob.
stupid too.
Not gonna lie, Edge winning and going back to SmackDown to lose it to Roman would be hilarious.
Oh,
y'all better stop.
God.
Pontificate Paul Heyman. Tonight we will celebrate with baklava and Roman Reigns, my tribal chief. I could just see him walking around laughing it up. They can't do that, though. They know they can't do that. He's been MIA with the other belts.
I'm going to show you how much of a non-WWE guy I am. If you think that it's beyond the realm of possibility that Roman Reigns could somehow end up with this belt around his waist is not something that could happen, you are highly mistaken. Roman Reigns, I don't put nothing past Vince, and they had made some stupid decisions, and this could be the newest one, bro, because Reigns could easily, and that's a big word in this situation, Conrad, Roman Reigns could easily end up the triple champion. Don't sleep, bro. Do not sleep. WWE is that stupid.
Yeah, he could cash in the Roman in the bank and just walk out there and do it. Would love to see Seth having it won and the Bloodline making it a no contest. I hope they don't do something like that. I don't want Miz or Theory to win. Miz is the one name I will guarantee y'all is not winning. If Miz makes it to the next round, they are wasting time.
You better put some respect on that man's name.
Who, Miz?
Yeah.
Nah, Miz ain't winning this, bro.
No, not the tournament, but you better put some. You talking about him a little disrespectfully.
Nah, dude. Miz hasn't won Jack Diddley squat in so long. Did he beat Big E, or was Big E injured? And then I can't remember, how did he get the title again? He won Money in the Bank, right? He took it from Otis.
Took it from Drew.
This is Gargar. All right. Miz even holding that belt for 2 weeks was a favor. There's no way. What has Miz done recently? He loses to everybody.
I don't know what he's done recently, but I do know he's a Hall of Famer.
Oh, at the end of the day, he will be. I think Miz has been one of the better Intercontinental champions we've had in the recent times.
And that's a fact. He's the only 2-time Grand Slam champion.
Ooh, interesting. I did not know that. But I don't hate Miz, but I hate the way they book Miz. Like, it's just, he comes out, he does a segment, they make fun of him, he loses. What are we doing here?
God bless Steve Kelly's heart. God bless your heart. Oh, Steve.
For what? Reigns doesn't need another belt?
God bless your heart. Is that the reason why you think it won't happen? God bless your heart, Steve Kelly. Do you think because Roman doesn't need another belt that they won't throw it on him? Newsflash, ladies and gentlemen. WWE is run by morons. They do dumb crap all the time. The sooner you guys realize that, the better off you'll be. Nothing surprises me. Nothing surprises me. Austin Theory won Money in the Bank and wasn't even in the match.
Well, Brock did the same thing. Nothing made me more upset than Ali standing there as Brock's music hits, and I'm like, grab the briefcase. Just grab the briefcase.
Right.
I would have ruined that moment. I would have been fired. I know it. Ding, ding, ding. See you later. Like, I'm not going to sit here looking foolish for this man to come out here and do all that. I think a SmackDown star wins. They draft him to Raw and exchange someone, Cody, so he can go after Roman for SummerSlam. Oh. Does Cody win Money in the? If Cody wins Money in the Bank and cashes in on Brock, is that lame?
It is, because he needs to finish the story at WrestleMania 40. Anything short of that's going to be a disappointment.
Why you air quote that? That was disrespectful. For those listening on audio, he air quoted that hard.
It was meant to be disrespectful.
Miz is one of the top level IC champions, BJ said. Appreciate you, BJ. Sean just used the basically newsflash stick. Basically newsflash slick, excuse me. Sean, you just made my night, bro. Miz and Ziggler are the gatekeepers of the WWE. Dolph Ziggler definitely put up a sad tweet earlier about, like, yeah, they're doing great things in Puerto Rico, even in Jacksonville. I was just like,
ooh, wow.
Yeah, what are you doing, Dolph?
Wow, that's a bit much.
Maybe make them, like, I don't know, Miz and him a tag team, or I don't know what to do with them at this point. I'm saddened by all of this. We'll see what happens on Raw tonight, though. Tune in. It's a fun happening time. I think a lot of people will like it.
It's a fun happening time.
I'm trying to sell this here, Sean. You
didn't even believe that. When that came out of your mouth, that did not feel right to you when you said it, and you know it. That was weak.
I can't. This tournament sucks. It sucks. You're a WWE hater. I'll be that then, because this is bad. This is bad.
It's terrible, bro. It is really sad what they're doing right now.
And we're just going to look at this, and we're going to know who the finals are by the end of tonight. We're going to be like, yep, it's going to be these two. Yep, that's the match to do. I
say just for argument's sake, I'm going to say Seth versus AJ Styles.
I think they're going to go tonight. I think it's going to be Seth and Finn. I think they're going to do the rematch for the Universal Championship, and they're going to play into that as their next match.
Okay.
That's me just praying on it, you know what I mean? Like, or speculating, on it. Like, that's the only thing I think they can do. On the SmackDown side, that's wide open. I feel like they're going to try to surprise us more so with that. Mm-hmm. Here comes Rob Hayton. Dolph is doo-doo. Conrad had no soul in that. I did it.
I did not.
He won't even be watching. Stop snitching. Stop it. All this tournament needed was David Arquette and Vince Russo. Do you remember that night? I remember that night very vividly when David Arquette won.
Which still disgusts me to this day. And by the way, Chat and Conrad, I'm not watching Raw anyway, and I'm not even being funny. I'm watching the Knicks.
Let's go Knicks.
Yeah, so Raw means nothing to me tonight. I'll find out what happens afterwards.
I'm going to say Seth wins the tournament overall, Joel. Joel's asking who wins this whole thing. I think he popped back.
By the way, Cody, just for anybody who's talking about Cody can't win this tournament. Well, let me take that back. If you have logic and you're making sense, Cody should not win this tournament. But you know, Cody winning the title at WrestleMania against Roman to finish the story is a good idea. But you know what that means. So Cody will probably win this ridiculous world title and settle for the consolation prize. And then Roman will have something natural to talk about this entire time, because basically Roman can always say, Cody, you literally didn't beat me, and that means that you had to go out and get the... First of all, if there was never a time where you can look at a world... There's always been a debate. Chat, fill me on this or not. Conrad, fill me on this or not. It's always been a debate. What's more prestigious, the world title or the Universal title? It was always WWE title because Universal felt stale when it first came out. Roman Reigns elevated it, so now all of a sudden WWE title became secondary. Now it's been unified. But my God, is there ever going to be a question of who this title is going to be representing as consolation? I mean, this is the ultimate consolation second place. You're not good enough. I couldn't get it done. I suck. I could never beat Roman Reigns. I'm second place. I'm a silver medalist. I'm getting a participation trophy title. It will forever be that. This incarnation of the WWE title is always going to go down as the second place trophy. And if I were Cody Rhodes, I would want no parts of it. If I were Seth Rollins, I would want no parts of it.
That's what having pride does to you. Somebody said I love it. I told you I was going to use it. I feel bad. BJ definitely disclosed to us that was the David Arquette thing. It was the last WCW episode he watched in its entirety.
That's what you call this title, the David Arquette title.
Oh my goodness. I like David Arquette though. See, he's another one who I think he's a real one. Like he's a real fan of wrestling.
He's no Bad Bunny.
He definitely wasn't in the ring. They had him wearing a silly get-up. Blame Tony Schiavone for all that happening, by the way, for the record. Not the participation trophy, someone said.
The winner of this bout and the brand new first ever I'm Not Good Enough champion.
Somebody said Macho Man Seth Savage tonight. To me, this belt should really go to someone who hasn't faced Roman because it's the second place prize. He knew he shouldn't have won it. He did know that, David Arquette. He did know that.
This is the 1A belt.
It's always been like that, though, I feel. I feel like you've always compared the titles at the time to see which one mattered more. If it wasn't main event and Mania, it never mattered more. Vince is going to put the belt he thinks that matters more on a higher plateau, we'll say.
I promise you this will never be the main event of WrestleMania.
What, this title?
Yeah. Not while Roman Reigns is around.
No, for sure not while Roman's around. Like with the World Heavyweight Championship, the first time he tried with Triple H. I hated the way they did that, too, for the record. You guys just think that all Attitude Era and all that stuff was a sunshine and rainbows. Like
that was great. McKinney, shout out to McKinney.
Hold on, sorry, I closed the chat up for a second.
That's all good. That was pretty good, McKinney.
This the You Ain't Him title. Come on. Is this game 7 for the Knicks tonight? No. This is game. Is it 5?
Game 4, but it might as well be game 7. It might as well be game 7, Joel.
And they're playing the Miami Heat.
Oh.
Sorry, I only watch wrestling, combat sports, and NFL.
Okay, that's fair. I respect that.
All right, we got to get you on the basketball train a little bit.
Yes, sir. Especially when the Knicks are good, because that doesn't happen often. We've sucked for a long time.
It reminds me of some of my other New York teams. Names will remain nameless when they were bad.
My New York Mets were predicted to be the world champions this year. We're not even above 500.
Didn't you guys have an injury? The story that always plagues the Mets.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, of course. I'm a Yankees fan, and and I give them no slack. Rob will tell you, like when they lose, I'm disgusted with them. So there's a lot of other things that are happening, guys, and I think it's something to pay attention to.
Wow.
There's a lot of things that have been happening, and good things have been happening in the world of professional wrestling.
Real subtle.
Real
subtle.
What are you talking about? outside of WWE, AEW has been doing tremendous things.
Wow.
Tremendous things. I'm excited for this Wembley show. And guess what time it is, folks? Conrad's favorite time of the day. And for a lot of you basement-dwelling wrestling fans, you don't deserve to shake my hand. You know why? Because I heard that slander you were talking. They're only going to sell 30,000 tickets. They're not going to do anything. To that I say, ha-ta-ta, right there. Because guess what? AEW is making moves, and they have already hit the number of 60,000. Tony Khan has made $7.7 million. This is one of the greatest success stories in wrestling history with Tony. Tony's making history right now, bro. They put up the stats for like biggest sellouts of all time in pro wrestling. Tony's name is up there now. And if you're talking outside of WWE, this is good things for them. I'm happy for them. They haven't announced a card. Is All In their new WrestleMania? Would you consider that? Like, what are you thinking of this, Sean?
No, they should keep it the way it is. But I think that this particular incarnation of All In should be WrestleMania for this year.
But are you saying that you wouldn't continue with this tradition though? Like, would you make this a tradition? Like, this is going to be a new big show for us?
Yeah, sure. I would make it a tradition if you can pull it off. You have to see how. I'm an AEW guy. I don't know if they can sell 100,000 seats every single year. Let's focus on this year and see what happens. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, I think the goal should be though to do some stadium shows every year now. Like, let's get into a big stadium and see what we can pack out. Remember the WCW International Heavyweight Championship? I get those vibes. Ooh, yes, I remember that.
Good comparison. I like that.
Shout out to whoever did Rick Rude's theme too. I know E sent me like the making of that Slam Jam.
Ow!
Yeah. Oh, that girl crushed it. He's ravishing rude. I would play it if I knew I wouldn't get in trouble for it. Wow.
Ronnie Garvin. Oh, that's not nice. That Ronnie Garvin played his part, bro. That's not nice.
Y'all leave Ronnie Garvin alone. I got people bringing up stuff with the Braves in the chat.
No.
Shop on
this show, but shout out though.
Matt Lopez says All In will sell out if they book CM Punk versus Jeff Jarrett. I saw y'all too putting up that Jeff Jarrett poster. They replaced everybody on it with Jeff Jarrett. Like, y'all know it's my world. Jeff Jarrett selling this thing out, huh?
My prediction was 75,000 or I think I said 70,000 or something, and it looks like it's going to be even higher than that.
Somebody said CM Punk versus Jungle Boy. Oh no, I saw what Jungle Boy had to say today. Oh, I saw that from that UK convention. Did you see these, Sean?
I did.
Nah, Jungle Boy better remember the tweets he liked that people kept screenshots of, and then he talked mess about Billy Gunn. Yeah, I wouldn't do that, homie.
Billy Gunn's name out your mouth, bro.
I wouldn't do that because he gets mad when people.
How you doing?
Conrad's gonna get salty. Why would I get salty? I'm not upset. CM Punk's coming back. The proof is gonna be in the pudding. That's fine. I'm saying,
I've had enough of this crap. Let me tell you something, Conrad.
What?
I am very disappointed in your fandom.
You can be disappointed because it is going to be the worst night of every elite fan's life. The night CM Punk comes back, because I'm going to laugh. He should be fired for assault. We don't know what happened with that whole situation.
Yes or no? Have I been fair about the CM Punk situation? You don't have to say yes. I think I've been. You don't think I've been fair about the CM Punk situation?
You've been all right.
Okay, fair enough. But you are like CM Punk, Team Punk, bro.
Let me tell you why, though. Because I see biased journalism going on. Once again, what I've told you, Sean, there's actually something behind me here. Yeah. But I want people to remember the headlines. CM Punk saves a dog from a building. Well, you know he's not coming back to AEW. You know that they're going to try to split these shows. He shouldn't be back. Remember, at first it was CM Punk's never coming back to this company. The security guards and all them said that. How is it going to be now when CM Punk has to come back? If Tony Khan wanted him gone, he could have did it.
True.
Could have did it. He didn't want him gone. And if people aren't willing to play ball, now that's showing me how they behave. And I haven't heard anybody criticize that on these big
what I'm saying
headlines.
Is, bro, is that it seems like, and if that's the case, then I respect your stance. I respect your stance anyway, but I just want a little more clarification. It comes across like you think that CM Punk has been wronged in this situation. Is that correct?
I do believe that there is some wrongdoing on all sides, but I think Punk is – nobody brings up why is CM Punk mad. He's just angry all the time.
I did.
No, not you. I'm talking in general, though. Okay. I don't see anybody publishing articles like, well, why is CM Punk upset? I don't see it anymore. CM Punk was lied to. You don't get in people's business when it's between their friends. If he said my friendship with this dude is over, I don't want to work with him. I don't want to talk to him. If he wanted Colt Cabana gone, he would have been gone when he signed. He would have said, get rid of him. I want him out, and then I'll sign the contract. Tony would have said, Colt, come in my office immediately, and he would have hit the road, Jack. He wasn't using him. But that's not what happened. And people are putting up this false narrative, and I don't like it. So who started that narrative? Has anyone stood up and said, it was me? I said it. I'm sorry. I put it out there, Tony. Or is Tony lying? Something's off here. between all of it.
You know me, I'm always going to have the back of somebody who's been unfairly wrong. I think CM Punk, and we should do a show about this one day, but I think CM Punk has been wrong, but I think CM Punk, that's where CM Punk has been wronged with a D, but he's also done a lot of wrong himself.
Yeah, he expressed it in the wrong way.
Right.
Of doing it in front of all those people airing the dirty laundry. 100%. Shouldn't have done that. I personally think he's on suspension right now. I think I've told people this. I think he's being suspended for the same amount of time the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega were. I think he's able to come back, but they're like, no, you're not coming back until that other show. Because you're about to serve your suspension like they did. 12 weeks. Okay. That's fine. That's fair. Maybe he's going to get fined too. We don't know what's happening. It's all behind the scenes stuff. But at this point, what I'm saying is let this dude come back. Let it go. It's over. It's done with. And I think the Elite should work with him because the Elite story in all of this is going to portray later. How do you sign a Randy Orton? How do you sign someone else? Because the moment you don't do what they want, is it going to be a problem?
Good point.
And I also don't think AEW's over if the Elite leave. I'm also going to say that. I know some people are like, AEW's done if Punk leaves. It's not over if CM Punk leaves. They were fine before. They'll be fine again. They may not be happy with the numbers they get right away. Same thing with the Elite. They may lose some fans because the Elite are gone, but that's all I'm saying with this. I want the match for All In. I'll put it up again. I'm going to keep putting it up. Make this match or the Trios match. You got to do it. It's the biggest match you could do. You want to sell out that stadium in full? I think that'll make it work. I'm going back to Joel's comment here. What did you think of Coppinger? He is a boxing insider, I believe is what his title is for ESPN and Tony Khan Twitter beef. Tony Khan called him out. Was Tony Khan wrong for that? Was that Tony being unprofessional again? I think Tony had a right this time to say that.
I do too. I think he kind of stood up for himself, and that's what we've been kind of hoping that he would do. You got to remember that. I've been calling for him to stand up for a while. I think he stands up selectively, but we'll take what we can get. You know what I'm trying to say?
You know what? He could have did it in a more diplomatic way as well. Maybe this is why he identifies with Punk a little bit. What he should have said was, how about I'll offer you a ticket and you can come see it for yourself. Right. Maybe that's what he should have said to the guy. And then if he turns it down, okay. BJ said not a single match. Matt said, I thought it was scaled off to only 40,000. One big stadium pay-per-view. All Out is going to be lit. 60,000 tickets. I've actually heard a little bit of a rumor from people that it's closer to 65 now, but they're moving.
I think they should keep going.
Oh, I don't think they're done. I think now people are waiting for, well, what's the card going to be?
Yeah.
What's the match I get to see? So they got to announce a big match for this. I told y'all I gave them 50K, but the numbers keep rolling. Why did I have to read that in Limp Bizkit voice? Straight up epic success. TK took the chances, paying off. I got people saying my world. I'm waiting for CJ CM Punk rant, and CJ knows what I think about Punk. That's fine. Half the company doesn't want to be on the CM Punk show. That's fine. Get ready for the future episode of Clash of the Podcast, EPW with Conrad, head to toe in CM Punk merch, hat, shirt, socks, and etc. Brother Conrad, I concur. I know the story. Coppinger was represented by Nick Khan for the ESPN boxing job. That's why this all went down. Khan was a big shot for a talent agency and has a lot of boxing connections. Sting versus Goldberg double retirement match. I do think if Sting is sticking around until then, you do make this event about Sting a little bit, though. I think you got to give Sting some big time shine here.
Agreed. 100%. He deserves it.
For sure. Let's see here. Sorry I'm late. Terrell, never be sorry, bro. Helping my family and my nephew. Is there any truth that Cody actually cut open Brock? Was this good or bad for Zelina Vega to lose a PR? We covered that a little bit before, but we don't know if the cut is legit. I have my personal belief. I think that Brock did the job. And was it bad for Zelina Vega to lose a PR? No. She's more over because of that, in my opinion. The main event will be the big show. Y'all better chill out. It's the big show. I don't know. And I saw Meltzer and them putting up a thing like, if it's not Punk, what do you do? Who do you book Punk against? Is there any fire? Is there any other match that you want to see with Punk right now, Sean? I don't feel it. Like, I don't really want to see him against Jericho. We've seen it. I don't want to see him in MJF. We've seen it. And I know what they're doing with MJF, and we know what's going to be the outcome.
I'm just saying, please don't waste it in a 6-man. We need 2 separate matches. I don't want to see, CM Punk team up with 2 other guys to face the Elite. I want CM Punk one-on-one with Kenny Omega, and I want the Bucks going 2-on-2 against somebody else. I don't want it to be a 6-man tag.
They got stuff they can do. Big Show versus Omega. I actually think that would be a good match. I know a lot of people laugh about that. I think they could do something special with that. There was no comment, just silence from Sean. You don't think? I think they could do something with that.
Do what with it? Do what?
I think Kenny could get him up for that one-wing angel. I think he could get him.
Yeah, well, do that on Dynamite, not on the biggest pay-per-view in the company's history.
That's a spectacle. Like, to see him lift him up. That's like saying Hogan just body slam Andre on TV. That's good enough, brother. No, I pay to see that.
I don't know, man. Not me.
Oh no, not the Big Show. My hips. Yo, come on, y'all. Come on. What's MJF's status for 2024? I think MJF signed an extension already. If he is not signed to an extension and he leaves, Tony Khan is going to look like the biggest fool. And I think Tony needs to stop trusting these guys so much. Punk, all of them. Do not trust these guys with this whole you're not under contract. They will burn you.
You better have them sign their name to the dotted line.
Every time. Is Goldberg actually joining AEW? What do you think? Goldberg gets the match or no? I think you do it.
I think if the price is right, he'll do it. And I think you better hope he doesn't kill somebody when he goes out there.
I think you give Goldberg a couple squash matches. Here's the thing. Do you book him against MJF or Wardlow? I think those are the only two people that it makes sense.
I think there's only one match that we want to see, and that would be Goldberg versus Wardlow. That's the only thing that's marketable.
Got it.
And by the way, and the story would tell itself, which is cool.
BJ said that's a Fighter Fest moment.
It is. I agree, BJ. Big Show better be nowhere near Wembley Stadium on August, whatever the day is.
Y'all dirty. What if they do a nice little pre-show battle royal?
Yeah, pre-show battle. That's as far as it goes. Because you know what? The only thing I want to see Big Show doing is a backstage segment with Mark Henry.
There's no way Kenny's hitting a one-winged angel on Big Show. Kyra, you tripping harder than Titus at the greatest Royal Rumble. I think he could. Yo, Kenny, go back and look at yoked up Kenny in New Japan. I think Kenny could do it.
That Big Show should be nowhere near this show.
Fair. Imagine Kenny Omega trying to put Paul White in the one-winged angel. Really? Big Show versus Satnam Singh would be a great spectacle match. 6 minutes we give him. I don't want to see Goldberg lose to MJF. Just know if Goldberg were to have a big match against Stone Cold, listen, Goldberg's not coming in to beat anybody. Goldberg's days of beating people are over. Someone said more like Fight for the Fallen. Y'all dirty, man.
That Big Show should be on Velocity. I'll give it. Big Show should be on AEW Dark now that it's no longer in existence.
He was on that show. That's messed up. He was a commentator.
Good.
The main event will be Brandon Cutler versus Pretty Peter Avalon. That ain't happening either. Listen, let's put a cap on this, Sean. Last thoughts on All In. What do you think?
The most important pay-per-view in the history of wrestling, because of the fact that if this show is a rousing success, then finally, for the first time in 23 years, WWE will have legitimate competition. We thought TNA might be it. We thought New Japan might be it. And we all came to a very quick realization that they were not it. This here, if you put 90,000 people, and by the way, 90,000 is a significant number in my mind because of the historical significance. WrestleMania 3, for anybody who hasn't done their homework. I know the record's been broken, but that's not the point. Because I think the 102, 103,000 from, WrestleMania 32 is a bogus number. You put 90,000 people in Wembley Stadium, you have arrived. You understand what I'm saying, Conrad? You have arrived. I know it's been 3 or 4 years already. They've already been in it, but I'm talking about they have arrived. And then I'm talking about taking it to a whole nother level. I'm talking about having Dynamite in major arenas across the country. This is going to be the threshold to change everything. Either they're going to hit or they're going to miss. And I have a feeling they're going to make it. This is going to work.
I think this is what could change the wrestling's hot for both companies right now a little bit. Like AEW's big shows are selling, WWE's shows are selling. I think this could swing the pendulum back in AEW's favor, though, again, bringing back Punk, getting things right. And I think it's key to have it all line up, fit together, and you book a well-structured card like we said in the beginning. Every match has to be a banger. It's got to hit so that way you can get people to buy the tickets. The remaining tickets are going to be sold by these people. Like, let's sell them on this.
You have to push your figurative chips to the middle of the table on this pay-per-view. You have to. This is it. This and this is not a situation where the business it'll go out of business. You know, AEW is not going to go away if this event doesn't work. But I'm telling you, you have an opportunity to put your thumbprint in the world of professional. This will make the casual fans start to say AEW might be on WWE's level. This is the biggest show in wrestling.
I like what McKinney said, and I feel the same way. This is AEW's WrestleMania 3. It'll set a standard if they pull it off at this point. I agree.
I love that analogy, and I agree completely.
I love it. I can't wait for All In. I hope it's a crossover pay-per-view, especially if it's in Wembley. We better see New Japan, AAA, Impact, NWA. I don't know if they're going to include all those people.
I'm torn. I don't know if that's the right way to go.
Because that was the first one's vibe, though. So I see why people are saying it, but I think we're past it.
I'm so torn because, I mean, I think the greatest wrestler in the world today is Will Ospreay. I just don't know, man. Like,
that was the argument before from Uncle Dave Meltzer was saying that if it's not going to be Punk and Omega, who do you book? And I saw people say, well, maybe it'll be Kenny and Coda. And I'm like, I don't know if that's, you know what I mean? Like, is that, I mean, so, we'll love it. We'll like it, but
it has to be sustainable, bro.
Will Ospreay versus Omega, then people were trying to make the comparisons to Brett and Bulldog. Ospreay obviously being from the UK, Kenny, the New Japan tie-in.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, well, excuse me, he's Canadian, I should say. So he'd be the Brett in the situation. I don't know. I don't know if that works either. Maybe. We've seen the match before. Maybe it works in the big stadium. I don't know. But if you don't get that match with Punk, it's kind of like, what are we doing?
Look, you have the BCC. You have the Elite. You have, I mean, that includes the Bucks and Omega. You have Hangman. You have Jungle Boy. You have MJF. You have Sting. You have, just go with what you got. You have enough. You just have to put it together the right way.
I think some big names are going to be left off of this. If you're Sammy Guevara, Jungle Boy, and some of the others, you might want to be worried a little bit. Like, where am I going to fit in on this card?
Maybe.
I mean, hopefully they got a battle royal or a six-pack challenge or something that they can get everybody in. But like I said, my prediction is the main event is still going to be either Punk versus Omega, or you're going to get the trios. And then either way, they're going to flip-flop the match the next week. That's what my prediction, Sean. I think.
Oh, I hope not. That's wasting a match, Conrad. That is literally wasting a match.
But I think it's going to lead to more matches, but not right away.
See, that's where we disagree so much. I don't want this to lead to anything, bro. This should be the biggest show ever. We're not using 70, 80,000, 90,000 people for a lead into something else.
Well, let me ask you this. So Punk and Omega face off. What happens after that? What happens next week at All Out?
You can have the six-man tag at All Out.
That's fine, but I'm saying that what do you do after that, though? I'm saying that this is going to probably build into a long-term feud. What I'm saying is they're not going to fight right away. This is how AEW books. They're going to say, let's go away from it for a little bit, and we'll come back to it. Mm-hmm. Go away from it, and you got to have some kind of controversial ending so that it's like it's not over yet. Mm. And I think that's what you end up doing. Matt, everything is going to go in AEW's way. Oh, hold on. Terrell said, Conrad and Hubbard, do you think that there will be a big reveal or announcement at All In or during All In if it is a city to be revealed or a new wrestler or anything like that?
It could be. But I think the best way to go about this particular pay-per-view is to have everything revealed before the pay-per-view starts.
All In should be streamed on, I think it's going to be on Max. I do believe that because they haven't announced the pay-per-view. I haven't heard anything about it being on Fight or anything. I think it's going to be on Max. They seem like they want that content, but they don't want Ring of Honor still, which is weird. But AEW has enough people, but I think they're going to need a few of those stars to fill in the gaps. Oh, so he's saying like you're going to need the Will Ospreys and them to fill in, like to make the matches more big time. Do you agree with that? Maybe
I do. I don't want it to be that, but I think I understand why McKinney's saying they might have to pull that trigger.
Steve Kelly said that you are correct about the waist match, but
Yeah.
Steve, if the match is free, so here's my thinking, and you, like I said, you could flip flop it either way in my head. If you do the trios match, okay, I gave it away on the streaming service and I sold streams for them. Cool, great partnership. Thank you for paying for this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they signed a new TV deal too. Not that I know that for the record, but I just believe it in my head that that deal's already been signed and they haven't revealed it yet. Or do you wait until All Out where you could do Punk and Omega, which I think will draw more? Because you said you believe Punk and Omega is the draw. Like you would pay the money for that match versus the trios. Maybe they do that instead.
Oh, boy.
But you got the stadium. You see what I'm saying? This is why they shouldn't have had these pay-per-views so close, but I hope Tony's got a plan. Sean, I think has a point. 90,000 seat arena. They're going to need a supercard to have those big matches. If a new wrestler debuts at All Out, who do you think is going to be? Drew McIntyre, Goldberg, The Rock, Kurt Angle, Mercedes?
I'll tell you one thing. Considering the UK situation, I think Drew would be a major acquisition.
I think Drew's contract is going through all the way till then. I think Drew ends up resigning to WWE. I think you can get Goldberg, and I think you're lucky if you get Mercedes.
And you know what? The Rock would never do it, which sucks because he is a free agent. He should do it, but he would never do it.
Not after that last WB debacle and how everything came out about him and the movie stuff. Rock's been getting kind of
railroaded,
poo-pooed on, we'll just say.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So right now, I think he's not the hot stuff. Sean, listen, tell the people about your NXT review coming up on Hubbard Wrestling Weekly.
Oh man, I'm really fired up about it. The stream is already set in preview mode. Go to Hubbard Wrestling Weekly on YouTube, subscribe, and click the notifications. I am doing a major breakdown of the rise and what I believe fall of NXT. We're going to talk about the original incarnation of NXT, the competition show. We're going to go into when it became WWE Developmental, the stars that came out of it. Then we're going to talk about how NXT literally became, in my opinion, the #1 brand in all of WWE for a short time, and now how kind of has reverted to like FCW 2.0. So we're going to go down the whole gamut and whole history of NXT, and you be the judge. When I'm finished with the show, you guys can let me know if NXT is trash or if NXT is going to come back. But right now, I'm fired up. It's going to be the start of your Memorial Day weekend. Thursday night, May 25th, 9 p.m.
NXT.
Yes, sir. I'm fired up about it. Trying to get Conrad to be on it, but I don't know. He might be busy.
That's a tough day.
I know.
But you guys keep it locked with us. Me and Derek will do our Dynamite review after Dynamite this Wednesday, so make sure you guys tune in and keep it locked with us.
Flood my social media. You never hear me talk about flooding my social media. Flood my social media and tell your boy happy birthday on Wednesday.
That's right. Tell him happy birthday. Put that Marilyn Monroe up there for him. Sing it to him. Let him know. Let him know. But for myself and my tag team partner, Sean, we are out for episode 36 of Clash of the Podcast. Be here next week live at 6:05 Eastern Standard Time as we get ready for episode 37. Keep it locked.
Let's go Knicks for the love of God. Let's go Knicks.